So it's time for our first ever post Isle of Wight Car Club round debrief of the circuit. Me and Kevin are going to go for a sedate,
very sedate,
good, because my head's going to be the roll bar if it's not, a sedate lap of the a run of the course. So then,
it's quite rutty because it's what?
Yes, the surface is very sandy. So
Yes.
there's kind of like maybe 6 inches of sand, and then you basically have rock. So in a lot of places, you've got some Dakar Rally style rutting going on, some dunes.
Right.
And yes.
So yeah, after how many cars were competed today? Do you know?
I think it was about 30.
I
might have been
do
more.
my maths now. So 30 times 6.
Is 180.
So yeah, 180 starts.
Yeah, I'd have said that.
Yeah.
Of course, you
Okay.
have the four-wheel drive, the anti-lag system, so they instantly have like 6,000 revs.
Yeah.
You know, and
The front wheel drive ripping up a separate
Exactly,
bit, the rear wheel drive
so-
doing a separate bit.
of course.
Right,
So what we've
okay.
had is a very damaged track that we're about to try and drive.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it. So yeah, as we said, the anti-lag system. Kretzer through the first gates here. We had a few +5ers here.
Ooh, blimey.
Prepare for the bump. Oh, Jesus! Yeah, so that's the bump. And coming up here to the first like real corner, it would have been quite fast, but towards the end here, as we drive, because they're trying to turn, and of course they're also spinning the wheels for power, so they dug themselves in quite badly, and that's where Steve Glass had his first two-wheel moment on his last run. I was sitting there marshalling and I thought, that's a bit concerning, and then we come
So
up
he
to
was on
this-
2 wheels back
He
there.
was on 2 wheels there briefly, and I was concerned, but I thought, no, we'll be all right. Then we got to this corner, the
Oh,
scene
hang
of the
on.
crime, and yeah, he went, once again, tyres digging away, and he went over, and then it dug in some more on the side that was still touching the ground, and he rolled over entirely, and Steve Glass living up to his name, because there is some glass on the track still.
Whoops.
Yeah, so that was a big moment. My first ever marshalling experience, and they told me this was the best place to be for a beginner. No trouble whatsoever. First person grounds to a halt right here. Power just cuts out for some unknown reason. About 6 runs later, what do we have? A car on its side. Or actually a car on its roof.
Baptism of fire as far as
Baptism of fire.
this is really, really deep, isn't it?
It is really deep. The sandy surface obviously does make it very hard, particularly for any of the cars that have front power going to the front wheels.
Hopefully we won't get stuck.
Yeah, let's not get stuck. I'm not pushing it. Well, I have to.
Wow, so this is where the power, people were putting the power down here, I
Yeah,
noticed.
people were putting the power down here, and there you go. Once again, exactly on the front side there, you can see that there's this little ramp, and you could easily go over there too. So back,
people really getting the speed up along here, I must admit.
getting the speed up, yeah, definitely, and on the power once again here, and they were just clipping in a little there, and then turning, and as you can see, the bump we went over, just doing it again. Yeah, straight on. Sorry, I almost sent you the wrong way.
That's all right.
I was only marshalling here for an hour.
So yeah, it looks like, doesn't it? Wherever
Yeah.
people slow down and then all of a sudden accelerate, that's
Exactly.
where it
Exactly,
really
that's
digs
where
the soil up.
that's where the course really shows its wear and tear. And going this bit actually got quite hard. This wasn't rutted so much as solid. We can feel it through our buttocks at the moment. And just coming into this next corner before the 360, there were a pair of cones here, and unfortunately people who had me on run 6 with the cone just there, I could see through the smoke, or see through the dirt. So unfortunately, one of my casualties was Dan Morgan. I was catching out a few people there, and of course it was once again rutting up a bit. And talking of rutting up, we have this 360, and towards the end the 360 was severely rutted. If we go into it, you can just see it was banking almost, but of course with it being so soft there was no chance of solidifying, and therefore we had this really improved on the last run, purely because the surface on good 4 or 5 sections of the track was this bad. Then we had the hill. We had a few people getting stuck in like 2nd gear, not getting enough power through here, and you saw them struggling with the box. I think someone accidentally slipped into 3rd at one point and basically stopped moving before they found another gear.
I noticed some of the Subarus were going really wide.
They were. And
the old rooster tails of dust were going up.
You said how good that looked actually when you're on camera duties beside me. One of the few runs where nothing actually happened on my end. But yeah, more ruts there, and of course coming up to what is the penultimate corner. Once again, we actually had a unique issue here where the drivers would turn in. Once again, obviously the wheels would take the dirt, and what would happen is the dirt would take out the cone. Of course, a knocked over cone is a +5.
So the car wasn't knocking the car.
So the car wasn't knocking it over, it was the dirt. So I've been told off for being too walkie-talkie friendly because I saw the cone go over, but I also saw that it didn't hit, well, the car didn't hit. There was no fender to cone touch. It was pure dirt.
But the rules are, if you knock the cone over, you knock the cone over.
Is it planet Earth or the driver? That's the question.
It's not the wind.
It's not the wind. Okay, so that's an interesting one. I don't think that's ever been looked into as a regulation. I know
there we go.
You've got a discussion tomorrow on the committee. You're going to have to bring this up. Do we blame planet Earth or the driver?
So again, another wide air, getting this tail end out, rooster tail.
And then of course, it's never easy. Everyone always seems to forget how hard the stop box can be. Unfortunately, we don't have the cones and the timing beams to illustrate it, but they've got to come to a halt just before here. If they go beyond or knock over any of the cones, it's a 10-second penalty. And of course, 10 seconds to a lap of under 1:10.
Write it off.
Big penalty, isn't it? Exactly. So it's easy to think, oh well, after all of that, all of the rutting, the 360s, the fast sweepers, the moments where you almost roll, the stop doesn't matter. The stop really matters, because the amount of times you'll see someone nail a run and then skid straight through the box. I've seen it probably 30 odd times since I've joined the club. I've only been here 1.5 years. So it's amazing how the bit you'd think is rather insignificant actually becomes one of the more important factors here.
So there we go. So a tour of the circuit.
Yeah, the first ever tour of the circuit, the first ever Isle of Wight Car Club route debrief, let's call it. And hopefully the next one's a bit less bumpy and a bit less rutty, because if I ever end up pushing you on one of these, then...
was it a venue to be confirmed?
Venue to be confirmed. I'm having some chats with some local farmers. There's lots of fields around my way.
Fantastic. Right.